Hi, Scott Orlin with Cinema-Magazin. Each year at the Berlinale, 10 European actors to watch are recognized with the Shooting Star Award. In past years, Daniel Craig, Daniel Bruhl, Carey Mulligan, Andrew Garfield, Franca Potente. It's an incredible array, and this year we're adding to that list Fionn O'Shea. Congratulations, sir. What does something like recognition like that mean to you?
It's a huge honor. I'm hearing you say that list of people. To be mentioned in the same breath as those people it's a massive honor, and also to be in the company of the other actors this year whose work I really admire, and I think they're all so terrific. I feel very, very lucky to be chosen.
It's funny, we talk about recognition. You started quite young getting recognition. I think you were like 10 years old, and this short movie that you do gets nominated for an Academy Award. How did you process all that at that age?
I don't know if I did. I think at that age, and probably for the better, I think I had no idea or I didn't have any idea what kind of anything was at that age. And when I got the opportunity to be in that short, the feeling was on set was like, this is something that makes me happier than anything else. I've never felt happier doing this, performing, and that was kind of all I was aware of, probably. And even I don't even know how aware I was of that feeling. It's easy now retrospectively to think of it like that, but I just felt so lucky to be there, and I just really loved it. And the first festival actually that I was ever kind of aware of was the Berlinale festival, because it won at Berlinale. So it feels really, really cool to be able to go back there.
In the intervening years from then till now, and when I look at the work you've done, if there's a word that comes to mind, it's fearless. That you seem to tackle roles and projects that maybe some other people might have shied away from because you may have been perceived in a different manner. That you just kind of went full force into that. And let's start with something like Handsome Devil, because maybe somebody at that age would have said, oh God, do I want to be associated with something like this? And you just took it as an acting challenge and marched right in.
Yeah, a very obvious choice for me. I read it and I loved it, and I knew immediately I wanted to be a part of it, and that's really kind of how I have approached most of my work. I'll read something and I'll know right away whether it's something I'd like to be a part of, and Handsome Devil was absolutely that, and I'll always be incredibly grateful to John for giving me that opportunity, particularly when I was probably a risk. I'd never been the lead in a film. That was not something that I was used to, and I think I just loved that script so much, and that film will always have a very special place in my heart. I'm very, very proud of that film, and getting to work with those people was really brilliant. And a lot of those people are still some of my closest friends now, which is really lovely.
One of the benefits of this lockdown, the pandemic, is we were all kind of forced to be in our homes. And I think people saw more TV than they've probably ever seen in their entire life. And last year, one of the great experiences for people, and I think we were chatting about this before the interview started, was Normal People. So while there was this incredible affection towards this show, towards your character, there was not so much affection. How did you respond to all that? That people love the show, but you had some issues with.
Yeah, and you're very sweet, because you're putting it very lightly to say that it wasn't affection. Do you know what? Honestly, I knew that Jamie's an antagonist. I knew that people weren't going to root for Jamie or love Jamie in the same way they love Connell and Marianne, of course. But I think I was surprised at the level of vitriol towards Jamie. But whether it's love or hate, for people to feel strongly about a character is something that actually fills me with a lot of pride and joy, that people feel so strongly, whether they want to give them a hug or they want to punch them in the face. In Jamie's case, to have people react like that is something that I find really thrilling, actually.
And one of your latest projects, I actually was on the set in Cleveland of Cherry. So I
Oh,
want
no way, were you? Oh,
yeah,
cool.
I mean, it was a sequence where, well, I don't want to say anything because it would give something away that happened in the movie. But talk a little bit about working with the Russo brothers and with Tom. I mean, it's a very heavy movie that deals with drug
Yeah.
abuse and with self acceptance and such.
Absolutely, and no better filmmakers to make it, because they're such incredible filmmakers. Joe and Anthony are spectacular, and I've seen the. I don't know if you've got a chance to see the film yet. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we've both seen it, and I think Tom is terrific in it, and I think that they've done a spectacular job. And for me, getting the chance to audition for them was a dream come true. I wasn't thinking any further than them seeing the audition, because I was like, wow, that's amazing that the Russo brothers are going to get to see me put forward a version of a character, and whether I get it or not, that's really cool. And then I got the phone call to find out that I'd gotten it, and flew out to Morocco to shoot, and I learned so much on that set, and watching them work and watching Tom work, and the whole team that they bring with them was an experience that I won't forget.
And speaking of fearless, apparently in your latest project, bringing in a German connection, you play a German Shepherd.
Yes, well, but not. I should say it's not animated, because that sounds like it's animated. It's which is what my mum thought, actually, when I told her. But yes. So I play Rufus, or German Shepherd, and the film is about a boy called Jacob, played by George Mackay, and he believes he's a wolf in a human body, and he goes to a clinic where they specialize in extreme curative therapy for patients with species dysphoria, and he goes there and he meets the other patients, and I play Rufus, who believes he's a German Shepherd.
Well, congratulations. And a last quick question for you. I know that you had a prior love and a career that maybe would have happened for you, and that was skateboarding. You realized that this year in Tokyo at the Olympics, skateboarding you could go for a gold medal. So would you maybe trade a shooting star award for an opportunity to be a skateboarding gold medalist?
Well, it may not surprise you that I haven't gotten a phone call to go and compete in Tokyo. I think I'm much better at this than I ever was at skateboarding. But actually, one thing that was really cool was when we were doing the press for Handsome Devil, we went to the film festival in Miami, and then we went to Tampa, where there's a big skateboarding competition, and I got to hang out with all the skaters in a bar there, which was kind of cool, because I'd grown up watching these guys.
Well, Fionn, thank you so much. Congratulations again on the award. As you see, my background was in homage to you and to Dublin, where you're from. This is Scott. Till next time.
Thank you so much.